Tired of expensive fertilizers that promise the world but deliver mediocre results? What if I told you that the answer to your garden's nutrient needs might be sitting in your freezer right now, disguised as last week's forgotten fish dinner? You may be surprised to learn that rotten fish, often considered waste, can be a valuable resource for your garden that transforms ordinary plants into thriving, productive powerhouses. When I first buried whole rotten fish under my pepper, tomato, and cucumber plants, my neighbors thought I'd lost my mind. The smell was admittedly challenging for the first few days, but what happened next completely changed how I approach gardening. My plants didn't just grow, they exploded with vigor, producing larger fruits, deeper green foliage, and showing remarkable resistance to common garden pests. This ancient practice, used by civilizations for thousands of years, holds secrets that modern gardening has somehow forgotten. From ancient practices to modern applications. Long before chemical fertilizers dominated garden centers, ancient civilizations understood the incredible power of fish as a natural soil enhancer. You know, the Native Americans famously taught early European settlers to bury whole fish alongside corn seeds, a practice that resulted in bountiful harvests in otherwise challenging soils. This wasn't just folklore, it was actually sophisticated agricultural science passed down through generations. Archaeological evidence shows that ancient Peruvian cultures along the coast utilized fish remains to transform desert soils into fertile growing grounds. The Incas, for example, developed elaborate systems for incorporating fish waste into their terraced agricultural systems, creating some of the most productive farming regions in pre-Columbian America. Similarly, Pacific Island cultures have used fish composting techniques for centuries, understanding that the ocean's bounty could nourish their terrestrial crops in remarkable ways. And what makes this historical perspective so compelling is that these ancient gardeners achieve results that rival or even exceed modern industrial agriculture, all without synthetic chemicals or complex equipment. They recognize that fish decomposition creates a slow-release fertilizer system that, feeds plants consistently over months, rather than just providing a quick nutrient spike followed by depletion. This sustainable approach to soil fertility offers modern gardeners a proven alternative to expensive chemical inputs. The decomposition process of fish creates a complex chemical transformation that releases nutrients in forms that plants can readily absorb. As fish tissue breaks down, it releases nitrogen in multiple forms, including ammonium and nitrates, which plants use for leaf and stem development. The phosphorus content in fish bones and scales becomes available gradually, supporting robust root development and flower production. Potassium, essential for fruit development and disease resistance, becomes bioavailable through the decomposition process, creating a complete nutritional package for your plants. Beyond the primary macronutrients, decomposing fish provides an impressive array of trace minerals and micronutrients that are often deficient in garden soils. Calcium from fish bones strengthens plant cell walls, while sulfur compounds support protein synthesis within plant tissues. The omega-3 fatty acids present in fish tissue, as they break down, contribute to improved soil structure and water retention capabilities. The notorious fishy smell that initially concerns many gardeners actually serves multiple beneficial purposes. This odor acts as a natural pest deterrent, effectively repelling many common garden insects including aphids, spider mites, and various beetles that would otherwise damage your crops. Interestingly, while the smell deters harmful insects, it doesn't seem to negatively impact beneficial pollinators like bees and butterflies, who are more attracted to floral scents than decomposing organic matter. The decomposition process also encourages beneficial soil microorganisms to proliferate around the fish burial site. These microorganisms break down the fish tissue into forms that plants can easily absorb while simultaneously improving soil structure and drainage. This creates a living ecosystem around your plant roots that continues to benefit the soil long after the fish has completely decomposed. DIY Fish Fertilizer, a simple guide. Creating your own fish fertilizer is surprisingly straightforward and far more economical than purchasing commercial alternatives. The most direct method involves burying whole fish or large fish parts directly in your garden beds, positioning them about 6 to 8 inches deep and approximately 12 inches away from your plant stems. This distance prevents potential root damage while ensuring the nutrients become available as roots expand throughout the growing season. For container gardening or smaller applications, you can create liquid fish emulsion by combining fish scraps with water in a sealed container and allowing the mixture to ferment for several weeks. Use a ratio of 1 part fish to 3 parts water, and be prepared for an intense smell during the fermentation process. Strain the liquid after 4 to 6 weeks, and dilute it further at a ratio of 1 part fish emulsion to 10 parts water before applying to your plants. An alternative approach involves creating fish meal by grinding dried fish scraps into a coarse powder that can be mixed directly into potting soil or worked into garden beds. This method provides many of the same nutritional benefits while eliminating much of the odor concern. The fish meal releases nutrients more quickly than whole fish burial, but still provides sustained feeding over several months. When working with fresh or rotten fish, timing becomes crucial for maximum effectiveness. Bury fish in early spring before planting, allowing several weeks for initial decomposition to begin. This prevents the most intense odor phase from coinciding with peak garden enjoyment season, while ensuring nutrients are available when plants begin their most active growth periods. Transforming waste into wonder. The environmental benefits of utilizing fish waste as fertilizer extend far beyond your individual garden beds. Every fish head, skeleton, and scrap that goes into your compost system represents organic matter diverted from landfills, where it would otherwise contribute to methane production and groundwater contamination. By transforming this waste into garden gold, you're participating in a circular economy that reduces environmental impact while improving your soil's long-term health. Commercial fishing industries generate enormous amounts of fish waste that often becomes an environmental burden. By sourcing fish scraps from local fish markets, restaurants, or fishing operations, you're helping to solve a waste management problem while obtaining high-quality fertilizer materials at little to no cost. Many fish markets are happy to give away fish heads, bones, and trimmings that would otherwise require expensive disposal processes. The reduction in synthetic fertilizer use that results from fish fertilizer adoption has significant environmental implications. Chemical fertilizers require enormous amounts of energy to produce and often contribute to water pollution through runoff. Fish fertilizer, in contrast, improves soil structure and water retention, reducing the likelihood of nutrient runoff while building soil organic matter that sequesters carbon from the atmosphere. Using fish fertilizer also supports biodiversity in ways that synthetic alternatives cannot match. The slow decomposition process feeds soil organisms throughout the growing season, creating habitat for beneficial bacteria, fungi, and soil invertebrates that form the foundation of healthy garden ecosystems. This biological activity continues to improve soil conditions year after year, creating compounding benefits that make gardens more resilient and productive over time. From fish to flourishing plants, the transformation that occurs when you begin incorporating fish into your gardening routine extends beyond simple plant nutrition. Gardeners consistently report improved soil texture, better water retention, and increased earthworm activity in areas where fish fertilizer has been used. The long-term soil building effects mean that each season brings improved growing conditions, creating an upward spiral of garden productivity and plant health. Practical implementation requires some patience and planning, but the results justify the initial investment of time and tolerance for unusual smells. Start small with a few test plants to observe the effects and refine your technique before expanding to larger garden areas. Document your results with photos and growth measurements to track the impressive improvements that fish fertilizer typically produces. Troubleshooting common challenges involves understanding the balance between fish quantity and plant needs. Too much fish can create excessive nitrogen levels that promote leaf growth at the expense of fruit production, while too little may not provide noticeable benefits. Most gardeners find that one medium-sized fish or equivalent scraps per large plant provides optimal results without overwhelming the soil ecosystem. The unique and valuable resource that rotten fish represents for flourishing gardens connects us to agricultural wisdom that spans millennia, while addressing modern concerns about sustainability and environmental stewardship. This ancient practice offers a practical solution to expensive fertilizer costs, waste management challenges, and soil depletion problems that affect gardens worldwide. Ready to transform your garden with this incredible natural fertilizer? Subscribe to Smart Garden for more game-changing gardening secrets that will revolutionize how you grow your food. Share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to embrace sustainable, cost-effective growing methods that actually work. Your plants, and your wallet, will thank you for discovering the amazing power of fish fertilizer.